Okay, here we go. This is lesson 5 of how to draw a Cadillac ELR. And as you see, I have changed it around a little bit. When I started doing the drawing, the taillights were very close in tonal value to the car itself. So you couldn't honestly tell what was the tail light and what was the body. So I decided to go ahead and do this in color. And when I did, everything just came right on it. So I'm very happy with the decision, and I think it's going to look just great this way. And here we go. So what I did was the 3 lights, the one across the trunk lid and the 2 vertical lights, I made them red with a letraset marker, and also the side light I made that orange with a letraset marker, and it looks a lot more true to what the car is now. But there was no way I could tell you what the actual taillights looked like, because in black and white they just looked very, very similar to the color of the body itself. So I had to do this, but it just turned out into a much, much neater looking recording and drawing. Okay, I'm continuing on here. I started to work on the interior of the car too. In the photograph that I have, you can't see anything through the car, so what I'm doing is I'm darkening up the interior, and then I'm going to make one last pass. This is going to be 2 layers of dots on the inside, and then I'm going to go ahead and put 1 layer of dots where the pillar is for the windshield on the inside, and also where the dashboard and the headrest for the seat are. And the reason I do that in 2 steps instead of just 1, it lets me do a more even coating of dots, and that's very important. You don't want to have big blotches all over the place. So unless that's what the look that I'm actually looking for, but I'm trying to do a relatively uniform coverage of them. So it's very important to do it as much as I can in lines one way and then lines in another way. It's like cross-hatching, but it's much softer. And cross-hatching, in case you don't know, it is a series of lines, parallel lines, and then lines going at some other direction that when the 2 cross, that makes a darker section, and it helps to explain shadows and stuff like that. But I think those lines done with stippling are, like I say, softer and easier to manage. So I use those. I've seen beautiful drawings done with cross-hatching, but for me it just doesn't do the kind of thing that I'm looking for. And I just find this easier to do. If I put a dot in the wrong place, not a problem. I put a line in the wrong place with ink and I got a big problem. So I'm just kind of chicken, I guess, but I think this looks better, and it's easier for me to do. So I'm guessing, I'm glad that it works out that way. Okay, working on the inside there, and you can see how that goes. What I did was I put down lines in one direction, and here I'm just kind of going over that with a line, like I say, in another direction, but kind of jumping around on it too, so that it doesn't look too uniform in terms of the lines being left on there. So I just want to make it look like it's softer, and that's how it's working out. Okay, there's another cutout on the side of the body, an inset area, which has pretty strong shadow on top, and the part that I'm working on right here behind the door is a very sharp ridge that's up on top, and then a flatter section down below with a flare to the fender. And I want to leave a real strong demarcation line there, because that shows that the body has a real strong crease right at the front of the headlight, continuing to the front side light. And that's very important, because that's one of the major design elements of the car. So I'm trying to make sure that I maintain that and don't destroy it, but at the same time I don't want to get too far out in terms of highlighting too. Coming along so far though, just great. I am going to leave a white line in there for the strongest line of highlight. And I'm going to do a little bit more work on the front, right near the taillight too. The front of the taillight, that is. It's a little bit light in there, but it's coming along great, and I'm very happy with the way it's going so far. This is going to really look like a great car, I think, once we get it done. Great drawing. It is a nice looking car, but hopefully my drawing will be something that looks as good as I want it to. Anyway, we're getting pretty good on the body now. We've gone quite far along with it, so it's not going to be as long as some of the other cars that we've done recently, and for that I'm glad. I'd like to start another car too. Okay, coming down toward the end for today. I hope you like our change to color on this. I needed to do it, so I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do quite a bit more on the body, and we'll get down to doing this thing right. Thanks.